What other changes, Brian, have happened since our last interview? I know that was one of the ones that most people were concerned about, the fact that if it got extended. Is there anything else that could help our landlord clients navigate through the waters of this?
The law is almost exactly the same. The law that started on September 1st basically was just extended in exactly the same form till June 30th.
Mhm.
So that's what you need to know is that there haven't been any changes. We're still under the COVID protections. Um, the overall framework of California law has not really changed since the September 1st. I mean, from March of 2020 until September 1st, 2020, there were no evictions
Mhm.
unless you could prove a serious threat to public health, such as
Yeah.
people running a drug lab at your house.
Yeah.
Which basically I didn't see a single eviction during that 6 month time frame. So at least now we do have some tools available, and those tools have not changed. I'll just take 60 seconds and run through what those tools are, so that your
Yeah.
viewers know in case they missed my last interview. Which I'll make it fast. I'll make it brief. A landlord can evict a tenant for illegal conduct, for like selling drugs, or for destroying the property, or for subleasing, or for not giving keys, not allowing access to the premises. That's still legal to terminate on a 3-day notice. That's called an at-fault eviction, and the landlord still has the same no-fault grounds, which would require either a 30 or 60-day notice, which is the landlord is in escrow to sell the property, or plans to sell the property, or the landlord plans to have a family member move in,
Mhm.
or the landlord has to do substantial remodeling that requires a permit just to keep the premises habitable. Those are all reasons to give a 60-day notice of termination to kick out those tenants. And so what I'm telling a lot of landlords is, if you have a choice between having a tenant in your property who's paying you zero, or selling the property, you may as well sell the property. So
Yeah.
that and most of my landlords agree with that. So that's a lot of my business right there, is just getting rid of the problem tenant or the non-paying tenant, so that the landlord does not have to be forced to be a landlord and can sell the property. And there's another special exemption, which is if you're in escrow to sell to someone who's going to live in the property, you only have to give a 30-day notice. That's a difficult one. I've only done that once or twice, but that is available out there.
Yeah.
So that's
So
my quick summary of what the law is right now for landlords. Those are options that landlords have, and I'll tell you, I'm doing a ton of evictions, and I'm winning all my eviction cases for the landlord right now. So the landlords do have options. You don't have to just sit there and leave your tenant in your house not paying you any rent, or otherwise causing trouble for you and other neighbors. There are tools that the landlord has.